Good morning, everyone. So we'll wait for a few more minutes and then we'll begin our session. Okay, so hello all. So today we will be taking the rest 15 questions from the SQL practice solution questions. So my screen is visible, right? Anyone? My screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. So I've shared the peer deck link. So I'd request all of you to go on it. and I will also be sharing the code in the chat box. So I'll wait for some time for all of you to join. If anybody is having any issue, then please tell, or you can join in the session, the periodic session, I mean.
No, but to me, the Zoom client, it is not letting me in. There looks to be some problem. I have joined from browser only. The
Okay.
Zoom client is not logging in.
Okay, you have opened the link that I've shared, right? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have joined from the link that I've shared, right?
Which you mean to say the join PD?
Yeah, you can do that also. You can just like type in joinpd.com, and then I have shared a code in the chat box, if you can see. Then you can type in the code and you can enter into the class.
Right.
Okay. Please try it and let me know if it's working or not.
Now, I was asking in Zoom, is there any issue?
Zoom. Yeah, all please join. Only 4 students have joined in. Okay, no issues. So we'll start the class then. Okay. So the 15 number question was find the name, player ID, date of birth, and city of all players who played for Team Rainbow. So you all can go ahead and give your responses. We'll wait for some time. Okay, so I guess now we can check the responses. So, okay, someone's still typing. You can type in, then we will check.
The city is what actually? City?
City is the city of the team.
City of all the players means what?
City of it means that city of all, not city of all the players. It actually means that the cities where the matches are play. Sorry, the team which belong to the cities of the teams, basically, of the team Rainbow. The city from which the team Rainbow belongs, basically. Okay, so I guess we can check the responses. Okay, this is okay. So yeah, we can discuss this particular question. So my screen is visible, right? The PG admin screen.
No, that screen isn't visible.
Okay. Okay, just a minute. Is it visible now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So our question said that find the name, player ID, date of birth, and city of all players who played for Team Rainbow, right? So now let us select the name, player ID, date of birth, which was DOP, and city of all the players, right? So it will be from players, players table. So let us rename players as P, and for team Rainbow, right? So we'll also consider the teams, the table teams T. We'll rename it as T, right? Now, since we are renaming players as P, so what we will do out here, we'll simply take it in a much more readability manner. So P dot player ID, P dot DOP, and since the city is from team, so it will be T dot city. So now, so let's at first check. So let us at first see which are the common tables so that we can join these two tables. Sorry, which are the common attributes so that we can join these two tables. So we can see that team ID, sorry, team ID is a attribute which is common in both the tables. So then what we will do, where p dot team ID equals to t dot team ID, right? Then our next criteria is that who played for team Rainbow. That is, the name of the team should be Rainbow. If you can see here, the name of the team should be Rainbow, right? So what we will do, and t dot name equals to Rainbow. So we had to find out the name, player ID, date of birth, and city of all the players who played for team Rainbow. So now let us check whether this particular query runs or not. Okay. So yes, as you can see, it is showing the name, player ID, date of birth, and city of the players who played from the team Rainbow. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Inner join. Yeah. Okay. So any doubt in this question? Anyone? Okay, no issues. So we'll head to the next question. So the next question says, find the name of the team which belong to the same city as the team Amigos. So please read the question carefully and then answer. We'll wait for some time for your responses. Okay, so we have got only 3 responses yet. Okay, it's not yet complete, so we'll wait for some more time. Okay, so okay. Okay, so let us take this question. Okay, so we are asked to find the name of the team which belong to the same city as the team Amigos. So let us. So we are asked to find the names, right? So select name from teams. So since we are given that names of the teams which belong to the same city as the, so ultimately we are asked to find the name of the team only, right? So in this case, what we'll have to do is we'll perform a self join, because we'll have to get the name of those teams which belong to the same city as the team Amigos, right? So we'll perform a self join. So what we will do, we'll take teams as T1 and then we'll take teams as T2. This is how we perform a self join, by just renaming the name of the attribute into some other value. So then we'll take where. So it's given that the name of the team is Amigos, right? So let us consider T1 dot name equals to Amigos. Okay. Then it says that name of the teams which belong to the same city as the team Amigos. So obviously, it, like, we have to find out those teams, the name of those teams which belong to the same city. Like the city, as you can see out here, the city of Amigo is London. So we need to find out those teams which also belong to the city London, right? Other than Amigos. not amigos, but other than the amigos. So what we will do is we'll take T1, T2 dot name not equal to T1 dot name. It should not be amigos, right? It should be something other than amigos. So this is the not equal symbol, if you can see. Then our final criteria is that the city should be same, right? It should belong to the same city. So it will be T1 dot city equals to T2 dot city. So since we are considering T1 as amigos, so what we will T1 name as amigos. So what we will do is we will consider this particular T2 as the team name which we want to have in the output. So if you can see that we are getting no tuples, right? Because if you can see in the teams table, there are no other team names which belong to the same city. So amigos belong to London, no other teams belongs to London, if you can see. So that is why we are getting an empty table when we run an empty output basically. So any doubt in this question, anyone? Okay. Okay, no issues. So we'll head to the next question. So it says, find the name of the department in which Geeta Das is studying. So this is from the LIS database. So we'll wait for some time for all of your responses. Okay, so I guess now we can check the responses. So, okay, you have not completed yet, so we'll wait for some time. Okay, so I guess we can check now. Okay, so it looks like most of you have got it right. Okay, so we can take it on the PG admin as well. So we have to find out the name of the department in which Geeta Das is studying. So let's see, select star from, sorry, it's departments. Yeah, so we'll also check select star from students. Okay, so if you can see that since we have to get the name of the department and in which Geeta Das is studying. So Geeta Das is the student. So here what we will have to do is we'll have to perform a join between these two tables. So we have to get the name of the department. So it will be department underscore name from departments. Let us rename as a D, and students. Let us rename it as S. Where if you remember, the department code was the common attribute between both the tables. So we'll write it down as department code equals to s dot department code, and as it says that in which Geeta Das is studying, right? So Geeta will be the student first name and Das will be the student's last name. So we will write it as student f name equals to Geeta and student L name will be equals to Das. Okay. So now let us check what is the department name of Geeta Das. So as it shows, electrical engineering. So I hope there is no doubt in this particular question. Anyone? Any doubt? Okay, let me check your responses. Okay. Yeah, here we can also perform natural join. If you perform a natural join, then we won't have to use that equality criteria. Okay. The student table consists of a department ID attribute. Okay, let us check. Yeah, if you can see, it does not consist of a department ID, it consists of a department code. So here, inner join students on department code it will be, not department ID. Okay, so yeah, this is also right. Okay, so most of you have got this answer right. Okay, so we'll move to the next question. So it says find the roll number of all male students having their department building in block 2. Okay, so we'll wait for some time for all of you to respond. Okay, so we can at first take this question to the PG admin and then we'll check the responses. So the question says find the roll number of all male students having their department building in block 2, right? So we have to find out the roll number. So select roll number from, since we have to get the department building and of roll number of all male students, so therefore we have to combine these two tables, that is departments D and students S. So where, if you can remember, department code was the common attribute in both the tables. So as the department code D dot department code, right? And it says that we have to find out the roll number of all male students. So male students, so if you can see here in the students table, we have a gender attribute. So it will be s dot gender. And since we want it to be male, so it will be M. Sorry. Then it says that having their department building in block 2. Department building in block 2. So it should, in department building, it should be block 2, right? So we'll take it as and D dot department building equals to, it says block 2. Okay, so let us run this query. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so these are the students. These are all the roll number of all the male students who have their department building in block 2. Okay, so now I can check the responses. So yeah, yes. So gender, in the gender attribute, it is not written as male, it is written as M or F. Okay, so you can write it as M in this case. Okay, other than that, it is right. Then, okay, yeah, so looks like most of you have got it right. Okay, so we'll head to the next question then. So the next question says, find the first name, last name, and the roll number of students having their department building in block 1. So it is quite a similar question. So we'll wait for some time for all of your responses. Okay, so we can discuss this question on the PG admin. So we have to find out the first name, last name, and roll number of students, right? So select student F name, student L name, and roll number, right? From departments D and students S, where and the criteria is that the department, their department building should be block 1. So department building equals to block 1. So we'll write it as D dot department building. Okay, now let us check. Okay, so these are the student first name, last name, and roll number of all the students who have their department building in block 1. Okay, so let's check the responses. That's right. Okay. So here we don't need to check the gender, okay? It's for all the students. So this criteria is not really required. Okay, sorry. So yeah. So most of you have got it right. So we'll move to the next question then. So it says find out the details of all the members who have not issued any books. So we'll wait for some time for all of your responses. Okay, so we'll take this question in the PG admin. So it says that we have to find out all the details, right? So when we have to find out all the details, we'll use it asterisk from members table, right? Where since we want the members who have not issued any books, right? So the ones who are booked. So let's start from, we have a table, we have an attribute that is book issue. Okay, so it looks like member number is the common attribute. So where we'll use say not exists. Okay, we will use not exists. Then select star from book issue. Okay, we'll name it as rename it. Then where since we have used this not exist term, so we can write it as m dot member number equals to m dot member number. So now let us check. So yeah, so these are the members who have not issued any books. Okay, so any doubt in this query? Anyone? Okay, we'll check the responses at first. Okay. Okay, not an. So any doubt anyone in this particular question? Okay, so we'll move to the next question. So it says find out the name of courses which have been taught in both fall semester and spring semester. In both, remember, and we have used the term and. Okay, so it's from the university database. So we'll wait for some time for all of your responses. Okay, so let us take this question. So since this is from the university database, so we have to find out the names of courses which have been taught in. Also select staff from course. Okay, so the name of course means the title of the course. Okay, so here we'll write as select title from course where then which have been taught in both fall semester and spring semester. So let us check. So select star from section. So yeah, in section we have semesters, right? So the common attribute here is course ID. Okay, so course ID. Then we can take a subquery. Select course ID from section where, if you can see, semester should be both fall and spring, right? So semester equals to fall. Then we can perform an intersect operator. Intersect. Again, select course ID from section where semester spring. So let's check. So yeah, these are the name of courses which have been taught in both fall semester and spring semester. So okay, let's check your responses. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any doubt in this question, anyone? Very few responses. We have got only 2 responses. Anyone? I'm audible, right?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. So any doubt in this question?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So then we'll move to the next question. So the next question says, write an SQL statement to find out the number of students who have studied in each building from 2005 till 2008. Also, 2005 and 2008 should also be included. So this is also from the university database. So we'll wait for some time for all of the responses. Okay, so we'll take it to peer deck. Okay, so we have to find out the number of students, right? So the number of students, we'll have to use the count aggregate function. So select count, then in each building of number of students, so it should be distinct, right? can take the string keyword and then okay, let us at first check select star from students. Okay, the ID. So ID. Since there will be multiple, okay, I'll do this later. And we'll have to have studied in each building, right? So we'll also have to group the buildings. Like in each building, how many students have studied. So we'll also take building. So we'll take it from student S. So since we have renamed it as S, so we'll write it as S dot. Okay. Then we have studied in the building from. Okay, let us check. Okay, yeah. So we can take it from section. Also from text. Okay. So yeah. So we'll take section as we can rename it as SE and takes as T. So now we'll have to perform the join. So in students and takes, if you can see ID is the common attribute. So we'll write SID equals to T dot I. Okay, sorry. ID. Okay. Then we'll have to, if you can see that in section and takes, these are the common attributes. So let us go the lines. So S dot course ID equals to, okay, sorry. We have to take it from section, right? SE dot course ID, T dot course ID, SE dot sec ID equals to sec ID and master. Also the year lastly. So SE dot year equals to T dot year. And if you can see that it is given that find out the number of students who have studied in each building from 2005 till 2008, including 2005 and 2008. So what we will do, we'll take year, right? So T dot year is greater than or equal to 2005, which will also include 2005, and T dot year less than or equals to 2008, which will also include 2008. And finally, since it is given who has studied in each building, right? So we have to group it. So what we will do, group by building. Okay, so let us see. Okay, so if you can see, these are the building names and these are the number of students who have studied in these buildings from 2005 till 2008. Okay, so let us check your responses. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Mm. Okay, so any doubt in this question, anyone? Okay, so we'll move to the next question. So it says write a SQL statement to find out the dates when one or more copies of the book having the title Learning with Python has been issued. So we'll wait for some time for all of your responses.
Hello everyone. Am I audible, right?
Yes, Pradeep, you're audible.
Yeah. So I think we got only 2 responses, so we will wait for 1 more minute. Okay. Okay. Okay, Anjana, can we check the responses? So yeah, select video. So yeah, still typing. Okay. I think whoever is typing, we can discuss your approach. So can please, Anjan, please.
Yeah, should I stop sharing?
Yeah, yeah. Hello. Is it visible, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. So can anyone tell which are the table used for this question?
Book issue, book
Book.
catalog.
Yeah. So book catalog is used because we need to extract the date, means date of issue, and how to compare the condition, right? So we have title of the book also. So learning with Python, which table is used for that?
Catalog.
Book catalog, because this table is a use and this attribute is a use for that. And how to connect? We need to, for the connection, we need to use this
Book
table, right? Book copy. So okay, now let's discuss this thing. It's here. Okay, last tip. This is the. So can anyone help me to write the code? So this is the question, and here we need write the find out the date and which title is this thing. So we already see we need 3 tables, right? So let me check. Select start from. First one is the
Book issue.
book underscore issue. Then inner join. Next is the book copies, right? On what are the attributes? Let me check. So this is the accession number, and this is also accession number. It's the ISP number. Okay. So book issues. Okay. So just go number and book issue. Right. Next, we also have to inner join the next one. That is the book catalog.
Sir, it's 2 time book issue or one is book copies.
Yeah, it's my mistake. Copies. Please correct me once the table name is related. I think this is a book copies, right? Let me check. This is book copies. Okay. And next one is book catalog. Copies. You have to check the ISBN number, right? ISBN, you comparison based on the ISBN. Catalog and ISBN number. And what is the condition where book catalog? Title equal to this thing, learning. Okay. So whenever you trying to comparison with some value, you need to exactly same thing you have to copy, otherwise it will give error. Okay, so we have to display the date from the book issue, that is the DOI, and it will returns all the date, means it also may returns the duplicate date also. Let's see. So this is because of the data, but it can only returns the means date. They may be the same dates, the different by the different user also issued the same book. So we need only the distinct, means unique date, right? So that's the better when we display the date. So this is the answer. I hope everyone got it, right? Hello, any problem in this question? Everyone got? Yeah.
We can have inner join using also inner join copies by simply using accession number and using ISBN number.
Yeah, you can do that also. I think that also. Let me check.
Yeah, I checked it in PG admin. It is working actually.
Okay, then fine. Yeah, you can try that also. So using this is the very explicit manner. On is used in very explicit manner. For a using purpose, you have to, in both the tables, the accession number should be unique, right? So that is the concept here. Okay. So okay. Right. Yeah, it will. Okay. You can also use this. So is it clear to everyone, right? So
What is the meaning of double dash after this using
yeah,
ISBN?
this is the comment. I comment it because it
Okay,
will
okay,
when
okay.
here you can see I comment it because
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any other thing? So shall we proceed to next question? Yeah, Anjali, you can. So the next question is write a SQL statement to find the name and the salary of the instructor having the maximum salary within the department. So here you have to see this statement carefully, right? Within that department whose average salary is more than the maximum salary of psychology department, right? So now try to write. So we will wait for few more minutes, then we will discuss. Okay.
Sir, can you show me university table?
Yeah. So is it already visible to everyone, right? Anjana, can you stop for a moment? Yeah. Okay, I think now we can discuss. Yeah, let so for that question, can you tell me how many numbers of table is required for that?
Sir, one.
Anyone? One. And which table is it used?
Instructor.
Yeah, instructor, right? So instructor table, right? So here, first, what you have to filter out? So we have to filter out the department name, right? So, okay, like, so this is the question. Write a SQL statement to find out the name and the salary of the instructor having the maximum salary within the department, whose average salary is more than the maximum salary of psychology department, right? So first we have to filter out whichever the department, only we consider only that department's instructor, right? So can anyone tell how to filter out that? How to find the department name only whichever consider or whichever department name to be considered, right? So first let's see. Right. So this is the department name. Here you can see. Select the start from departments. And then we have to check whichever departments crossing the average condition, right? Average salary condition. And so we have to comparison with the maximum salary of the psychology department, right? So how to get the maximum salary of the psychology department? So that is the select max. Let's rename as the I. max salary from instructor I where I dot department name equal to psychology department, right? So what is the maximum salary? This is the maximum salary. It should, so average salary of the every department need to be greater than this, right? So group by, so by group by function we can get the average salary of the every department. So how to compare it for the group by function? If we want to apply any condition, then we use the having clause, right, for that. So what is the aggregate function to find the average salary? So that is suppose this is rename as the this, rename as the T. So T dot salary, right? So it will return all the department name. Sorry. So I think that is the depth. Okay. Yeah, fine. So let me. Everyone is getting what I am trying to do, right? So I want to filter out the departments name. So these are the departments whose salary is, whose average salary is greater than the maximum salary of the instructor of the psychology department, right? So now let me store the all the this salary of this department, all the instructor of this corresponding department, right? So computer science department instructor and the salary of that. So how to use that for the temporary storage? We can use the with clause, right? So let's instructor temp, and I here want to store only the instructor name and the instructor salary, right? And this is the syntax how to use the for the temporary storage purpose, right? So okay, so I store that information of, I want to store that information of the department whose average salary is greater than that. So let me write. Okay, so instructor, name of the instructor, I want to store only the name of the instructor. Okay, then instructor salary, right? From instructor where def name is in the this, mean in this particular department. Within that department means we consider only that department that we have filtered out, right? So let in this way. Okay, now is it clear, right? Within this department I stored the information of the instructor name and the salary. Now only I have to find among those instructor and the salary, I have to find the maximum salary of that, right? So select, So let me copy inst name and inst set. Inst name and salary from inst temp, where int salary is greater than all the instructor. This way we get the maximum, right? So let me copy. Okay. Is it clear to everyone what I'm trying to do? Yeah. So which part of the Sreshta you are unable to understand? Can mention it to be better. So the question is, write a SQL statement to find the name and the salary of the instructor having the maximum salary. Having maximum salary, or for that, in this way we comparison, right? So this is the maximum salary, and we compare if the any instructor salary is greater than or equal to the maximum salary. So in this way we get the maximum salary. So now next part you can see within the department whose average salary is more than the maximum salary of the psychology department. So here you can see this is the maximum salary of the psychology department, and in this way we group by all the department and get the average salary of that. So average salary is now in this way we got all the department name whose average salary is greater than the maximum salary of the psychology department. So now what we have done, so we store the information of instructor name and the salary of the instructor to have temporary tables, that is the inst underscore temp, and we store this name as the inst name and this salary as the inst salary, right? And this will be stored here, whatever's information, this information. So this is the with clause is used for the creates the temporary tables. Here you can see in this way we store the temporary tables, then we use in the next step, right? Inst name. So now let me run this. So here you can see the instructor name is the Violent and the salary is this, right? I think now it is clear. Okay. Yes or no? Anybody unable to understand? Okay. I think we can move to next question. Question number 24. Okay. So the next question is, write a SQL statement to find out the number of courses which has been taught in fall semester but never in the spring semester, right? So please, everyone, please try to write the query of this one. Okay. Anjana, how many responses?
We'd request all of you to respond, please.
Yeah.
Very less responses we are getting.
Yeah. Anjana, you can show the response. Yeah. So yeah. So someone have write this. Okay, we can wait 2 more minutes, then we can. Yeah, Anjana, we can discuss. So okay. So I see someone have write the means the code where in the where condition I have in where condition we have write like uh, the semester equal to fall and semester does not equal to right. Someone have write does not equal to spring. So here you can see in the fall semester we store the information into the one row next row, right? So we write this type of condition during end, this type of condition when that this value is stored in another column, right? But you can see these two things are stored in the same columns. Why I exactly mean, so let me show you. Yeah. So first, can anyone tell me whichever the table is used for? So either we can use the teachers table, or we can use the section tables, because both are storing the semester information, right? So and both are unique. Means here you can see underline are there. Means both the value, all four value are the unique in both the tables. Here also you can see. So we can use either of this table. So I want to use the teachers table, right? So let me show you. So start from so here you can see the information is a spring, then next columns is means next column is a fall. But in the where condition, we compare the record. Means one record, filter out the records in this way, right? So the and you like to means like to write like the semester equal to spring and year equal to 2004, right? So then you can write in the same. Otherwise, you have to write in the for that query. You can write also in the means also in nested query, or you can use the means except query or like that. Yes, right. Okay, let me show you. Okay. So select. So here you can also you have to right find the numbers of the courses that have been taught in the fall semester and but not in the spring semester. So whichever the course ID from teaches where semester fall. So in this way, we get the course ID whichever are taught in the fall semester, right? So these are the course ID. All are teaches in the fall semester, right? So how to get whichever the course are taught in spring semester, right? So these are the course. So these are the course ID that are taught in the spring semester, right? So here you can see in the question it is saying that the which that have been taught in the fall semester but never in the spring semester. So if I apply the except, so then we got only the those are the course ID which are teaches only on the spring semester but never in the spring semester, right? So these are the course ID that are only teaches in the fall semester but never in the spring semester. Now you have to find out the count of that course. So how to find the count? You know about the aggregate function count we can use for that. So select count course underscore ID from whichever the value we get here, right? So we can represent this thing as the table, right? So you know about the nested means subquery. So this is the subquery table. You can think like this. So let me present this as the temp table, right? So here you can, it will returns the count of that. Just so 40 is the numbers of courses which have been taught in the fall semester but never in the spring semester. Okay, I hope you got the idea how to find out so this kind of question. So be careful with the question, what is exactly the question want to know. So okay, is it clear to everyone, right?
Sir.
Yes or no?
Sir.
Hello. Okay, so we can move to the next question. So next question is the print the name, ID, and the number of count of the instructor who has taught the maximum numbers of the classes on day, and the day Wednesday is represented by capital W. So and the num count is the numbers of the classes they took on the day, that is W again. And so for this you have to use the database, university database, right? So please try, then we will discuss. Hello. Yeah. Anjana, can you show me the responses? So, okay. So let me, okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So is it visible to everyone? Right. So question is print the name ID. Okay. That is the ID and the num count of the instructor who taught the maximum numbers of the classes on the day Wednesday. Okay. So for this, can anyone tell me how many table are used? Right. Which one?
Time slot and instructor.
This time slot, and how you would like to connect those things? Any relation? Relation. Right. So here you can see how you can connect the time slot with the instructor, right? So you can connect through this one, teaches a natural join. You can connect this, then you can connect with the section, and then the section with the time slot, right? There is a relation, right? Everything is connected here, right? Now here you can comparison the filter outs whichever the instructor took the classes in the Wednesday, then you can count the classes, right? Okay. Is it clear means how to approach this question? So you try to filter out based upon the date, means the day, that is the Wednesday. Then after the filter out, you can group by based upon the instructor ID, and you got the count, right? Counts the each of the class. Numbers of the classes grouped by this particular instructor. Okay. I hope now it is clear to everyone how to. Yeah. So let me show this thing. So anyone tell me how to find, so suppose this is the instructor table. Can anybody tell me how to find the maximum name of the instructor who got the maximum salary? Anyone? We already discussed about it, right? So can anyone tell me what is the SQL statement or the SQL query to find the maximum, the name of the instructor who received the maximum salary? Right.
They select a name from instructor.
Okay. Select a name from instructor.
Where salary
salary
equal to bracket select max salary.
So max salary. After that,
That's it.
yeah. So up to this is fine, and then you have to select the maximum salary. What is the value? Okay,
Select maximum salary from instructor.
yeah. So select maximum salary from instructor. Okay. So here you can see the two times we using the instructor. So it might got ambiguous, right? So for that we have to use the rename for that purpose. So similar table is it may be confused. So we have to clearly mention that thing also. So from which it will take, right? So that's why we use the rename. So suppose this is the t dot salary. Your query is absolutely right. And okay, so this is the while. Okay, so this is the way we finds the maximum, or in this way you can also get the minimum also. Okay, now let's back to our question. What is the question? So now tell me how to find the numbers of the, first we have to collect the whichever the instructor name and the corresponding count, right? The corresponding count of the courses they taught in the Wednesday, right? So after that we got that data, then we comparison whichever the instructor taught the maximum numbers of the class, right? Is it clear to everyone? But I just told. First, we have to find the instructor and the corresponding numbers of the classes he taught in the Wednesday. Okay. After that, we comparison whichever the instructor name. Then we will find the instructor name who taught maximum classes on the Wednesday. So for that, again, so we already checked the we need the 3 table. 3, not 3, that is the 4 table, right? Numbers of the tables 4. Okay, let me check. So instructor, we required instructor, then section, then teaches, I think. Let me, yeah, instructor tables, we require instructor tables, then teaches, then section, and the time slot. Okay, up to this is clear to everyone, right? So let me write. So we required instructor. Let me group by the instructor, not by name, by group ID, by the instructor ID. Okay. So let me ID and the count from instructor. Let's denote is the I, then teaches by T, then section by S, then time slot. That is the time slot. TS. Okay. Now we have to connect to one by one. So I dot, you can see instructor ID and this ID are similar. So instructor ID equal to T dot ID, then and so let me write insert. And now we have to connect one by one, course ID, section ID, and the semester. Right? Course ID, section ID, semester year. Okay. So T dot course ID equal to S dot course ID and T dot section ID equal to S dot section ID and T dot semester equal to S dot semester T dot year S dot year. Okay. Then this is completed, this one. Now we have to connect to this one. So S dot time slot ID equal to TS dot time slot ID. Okay. S dot time slot ID equal to T dot time slot ID. And this is the all I have write this condition for the means try to build a connection. Okay, so after that we have to apply the filtering condition. And what is that filtering condition? That is the es dot day. First we filter out this. Now we got only the Wednesday, means whichever instructor taught on the Wednesday, right? So now we have to apply the group by I dot ID. Okay, so what we get? T. That is not T, and the time slot ID is present in S. Okay. So here you can see we got that instructor ID and corresponding count of the taught in the Wednesday. Then we want to store that information in some temporary tables. And what is the command? So suppose it's the temporary table, and first is the inst ID, that is the instructor ID, and the numbers of count. Let's write num count. Okay, then syntax is as, then we have to put the whole thing in the parenthesis. Then we have to use these tables ends for the maximum number. So now how to find the maximum number? So we already know how to find the maximum number. So here we required also the name of the instructor, then ID of the instructor, and then the numbers of codes. So that is present in so IT is the instructor names. I want to define here from instructor. That is IT. And I also want to use this temporary tables, right? So temp underscore tables, that is represented by TT. And so TT dot ID and TT dot num count. Okay, so it will display. So how to connect those two tables? So here you can see the IT instructor have also ID and TT also have ID. Right. So T dot ID equal to TT dot ID. Okay, now we connect it. Now we have to find the maximum number of the salary, and that is the salary. Not salary. So now we have to find some num count should be maximum. Okay, so how to find the num counts maximum? We already seen that thing. Select TT num count, that should be maximum. So suppose TT. Okay, let me run this. Okay, here you can see that is not TTID, that is the inst. Okay, it's my mistake. Okay. Yeah, you can see. Everyone got it how to this type. Yes or no?
Can you explain the where condition once for the temporary table?
Where here?
No, the above one where in the where I dot ID you have written the whole condition, right?
Yeah,
These you are connecting the tables in this.
Yeah. So here you can see. So I have write this condition. First, I apply the cross product amongst all these. Okay. So I cross product. This is the instructor, teachers, section, and the time slot. All the 4 condition. Then I filter out means unique means one-to-one relation. I want to find the one-to-one relation. Okay. You can think of. So instructor and these are the unique means we can comparison using this means this is the relation we can build the relation means. Okay, so using this we can filter out. Next we can connect with the section with teachers by this 4 condition. Here you can see I rename this as the S and this is the T. So these 4 condition I have write means equal, comparison, equal. Okay, and the 6th condition is I writes that S dot time slot ID equal to TS dot time slot ID. Okay, so that is exactly that. So here you can see the same thing I have write. So first instructor ID and the TID. Here you can see. Is it only that or any other doubt in this? Hello. Yeah. Who asked that question? Is it clear or?
Yes, sir. Sir, can you just I want to see that ts dot day is equal to that is not visible right now on the screen. Yes.
Yeah. So this I want here you can see the question means the maximum numbers of the classes on the day Wednesday. So that's why I filter out the only I consider the class that is the taken on the Wednesday, right?
Sir, so this is 4 choose 2.
Which one?
4C2 means the total number of connections we need to make. Means I dot ID is equal to T dot ID, T dot course ID is equal to S dot course ID.
Yeah. So is it? What is your question exactly?
So, means I was just guessing the combinations, how much combinations we will require for per table. Means for
Combination. So here is the one condition, right? So here you can get the teacher teaches. Suppose the course instructor 1 is teaches the course, one course, then the same instructor can teach us another course also, but maybe in a different section. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this. Okay. So is it clear right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think we can proceed to next question. Question number 27. Okay. Okay. Let me. You can tell your approach. Anjana, you can stop. Share. So That is the question number 26. This is the question number 27. You can tell your approach. So how to approach this type of question. So find the name of the fourth referee and the match number is of all the matches played on this particular date. So let me share the, so yeah. So you have to find, the name of the fourth referee and the match number of all the matches that is played on this particular date. So let's check. You have to find the name of the fourth referee. So here you can see the match referee contains the fourth referee, this particular value, right? Fourth referee contains this value, and what you have to write, return the referee name, and you have to compares with the match date, because you have to filter it out based upon this condition, the match date, and you have to display the match number. Okay, and you have to display these things. So how to write the SQL query for that? Anybody would like to? You got idea, right? How to. So for now, you can consider these three tables is required, right? So match referee, referees, and the matches. And how to connect?
So you can connect by from matches you can take match num, and match referees you can take match num.
Okay.
And then in match referees you have fourth referee that you can use to connect with referee ID in referees.
Yeah. So okay. So let me write that. So select here, you can see the name of the fourth referee. So that suppose R is the referees columns. So, okay. So here we can check just. Okay. So here you can see referees. Referee's name, and we want next is the match number. So that will be taken from, I think that will be taken from the matches. Yeah, you can see the match as the match number. And from now we have to connect the table one by one. So reference, inner join. You can use the inner join. Inner join with the match referees. Okay. On how to compare with. So we map the referee ID and the match referees with the fourth referee. Okay. Yeah. So that is. So let me rename as the M, and this is the R. Okay. So MR equal to R dot. Okay. Now again we have to also one inner join we have to do that with matches. let me write this thing as the M, hence the inner join is the, we have to based upon the match number. Match number is the common in the matches and the match referees. Okay, so M dot match number equal to MR dot match number. Okay, now we have to filter out the based upon the condition, and the condition is the match date is. So you will be provided the table schema to you during the exam. So no need to worry about, so not every time you have to look like this. So match date equal to 0, 5, 1. Okay. I think, and you need to be very specific about, so we are very specific about this. So in order, the question, the order it is given, you have to display all the times in this particular order. So what I exactly means is, here you can see, first you have to display the name of the fourth referee, then match number, right? So you cannot means first you if you do like this, the match number is the first columns, then is the second column referee, it will throw an error. Okay, so please mind it, this thing. Yes. Okay, so here you can see Asit Kumar Sarkar is the answer. So let's move to the next question, that is the question number. So let's discuss this question first. Okay. So this is the question number 29. So question is the write a SQL statement to find the name of the research scholar who do not issue any book. Okay. So the question is, find the name of the research scholar. So research scholars, the member type of the research scholar is the RS. So it is already given in the question, you can see. So write a SQL statement to find out the names of research scholar. In the bracket, it is the member type of the research scholar is the RS who do not is who have not issued any books in the any books. Okay, repeat it. Okay, is it clear? The question is clear to everyone, right? So where we get the, so here you can see the member type of the so member type of the research scholar is RS, right? So here we get the member number of the all the member number which issued book, at least issued one book in the library, right? And here we will get the member number of the RS, means research scholar, member number of the research scholar. So suppose A, B, C are the research scholar. Okay. And issued some of the book issued by the, they may be research scholar, maybe UG student or the PG student. Suppose C, D, E, F. These are the member who issued some book. So C maybe C is the RS student, you already see. Suppose G is the UG student, E is the PG student, F is the faculty, right? So what we will do, if we first extract the member number from the member and subtract that thing, the member number with the book issue, then we get the member number of the all the RS students that have not issued any book. Okay, so this is our approach for that this particular question. So let's see, find out the name of the research scholar. So after that we have to return the name of the research scholar. So first step is so finds the member number. So suppose BI is the book issue for the number, so that is the book underscore issue. So book issue, here I want to returns the member number. Okay, all the member numbers of the book issue. So these are the member numbers who have issued some book. So they may be UG student, PG student, or research scholar also. So next, like I want from the member, I want the member number of the UG student from members. That is the members. Yeah, from the members, I want only the member number of the member type is RS. Okay, so here you can see we do not have any data from the RS student. So for instance, let's take the student, replace the RS with the PG student for result, right? So it's the PG student. So let's change this as the PG, means the name of the postgraduate. Okay. So because data is not available, but we can write the query. So that is our ID. So here you get all the member numbers of the PG student. So if we subtract we got the PG student, and whoever's the here we get all the member number, they have issued some book, right? So we can minus, if we minus this thing, right? Then we got all the member number that they do not issue any book, right? So then we get all the PG students, they are not issued any book, right? Now what we have to do, we have to return, we got the member numbers, now we have to return the name of the so because that is the question, find the name of the postgraduate student. So postgraduate student. Okay, so now we have to return the name, so that is present in the student tables. Okay, so as dot student, so that will be very specific. You have to write whether it's student first name or the last name. For instance, for now I am writing the student first name. Okay, so student have name from students as where here you can see only we can connect through the roll numbers, right? So So let me write the roll number. Roll numbers in. Now we have to select the roll number M1 dot roll number from members M1. I rename this member as the M1. Okay. Now next step, we have to select only the member or roll numbers of that members that we already have here. So how to do that? So this is the M1 dot member number in this particular whatever it will return the member number. Okay.
Plus one in the admission date. Plus one in the admission date state. State plus one in the admission date.
Hello. Yeah. So
So
here you can see. So it will return all the student first name of all the student that do not all the PG student that does not have means issued any book. Okay. So here you can see we got. So Nirmala, we already got the 7 ID before. So these are the name of that. Okay. I hope it is clear. The question 28 is. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the 29th question. Write a SQL statement to find out the name of the oldest player from the team name All-Star. So this is the oldest player name is the similar to the maximum numbers of the salary of the instructor. So you can relate with that question. Right. So anyone would like to try this question? So this is the oldest player. We have to find the oldest player name from All-Star table. Yeah. Someone is talking.
Income certificate
can you mute yourself?
Income certificate
Okay. So here you can
certificate
see.
Book
So we need the player. So name of the players who is the oldest player from the team. Team name is, you can say team name is All-Star. So for that you have required these two tables, and among these two tables you required the maximum, right? Maximum is. So how to do? You know about how to find the one means maximum in the one table, how to find. So similar thing you have to do for the two tables, right? Similar thing. So anybody would like to try? Like from Teams. So here you can see we can compare with this All-Star. We will filter out all the team members of the All-Star team, and then we find the maximum. Okay. So select. Okay, this is the player. So now next step is the we have to find the player, and we can join the team or the player ID with using this. This is the common, right? So we can do by select star from inner join player. Then we can use using this team ID. So now we get all the so
Sir, this inner join players using team ID,
yeah.
this is similar to doing something like players dot team ID equal to teams dot team ID.
Yeah. So we can replace this thing as the on here. This is the similar thing, that is the on teams dot team ID equal to players dot team ID.
Just different ways of doing the same thing.
Yeah. So now we have to filter out the teams dot. So we need only the data of the team all star, right? Because that is our question. We have to find out the oldest player from the all-star team, right? So here you can see these are all the players from the all-star team. Now we have to find some maximum. So how to do that? So we can do that by the where we can the players whose DOB is. So here you need to one thing you have to see when we compare with the date of birth. So if it is given the 2000, anybody has the date of birth as the 2000, that is the minimum. And so if another date of birth is suppose the 2020, so that is the maximum. So it's not related. So it is the just opposite of. So we treat the 200 as the minimum and 20 as the maximum, right? So because here you can see the oldest means you can by default you can assume that the oldest is the maximum, right? So when we compare the date of birth, then you can think just opposite of that. We treat that this date of birth is minimum and this is the maximum, but this is the oldest player, right? So anybody has DOB is the oldest, then who whose date of birth is 2020, right? So this is the youngest player, this is the oldest. So that like to mention that. So now similar thing. So max oldest means minimum. I also so minimum DOB. Okay. So same thing we have to only here we have to find. I do the similar thing. So from this whole tables, I want the maximum of the whoever the player have the minimum DOB, that is the oldest, right? Okay. So this is the minimum DOB. We got here the minimum DOB, and if this minimum means the oldest player, so it will return the oldest player DOB. And if anybody matches with the same teams, all-star teams, then will return. It will return. Here you can see the Stephen has the oldest player from, but we only needs the name of the oldest player. So here you can mention the players dot name. So it will returns the name of the player. I hope it is clear to everyone. So you can replace, there is a one function that is provided by PG admins, that is the age function. So it will returns the age of that. So when we returns, that is the numerical value, age is the numerical value. So we can replace that things with the maximum. So it will returns the maximum age of the player. Okay. Yeah. Any confusion between the what is the age and DOB? Is it clear how to use the DOB when you use the DOB and
Yes.
when, yeah, be careful with that.
So usually when we are using two nested queries, the table in the nested query needs to be renamed. Is it like that?
Yeah, otherwise it will maybe ambiguity returns an error, right? So it is always a good practice to rename.
Mhm.
Okay. So here you can see the next last question, that is the write a SQL statement to find the unique book titles which are issued to PG student but not the UG student. So by saying this statement, what you which means whichever or which clause is used here. Just to look at the question answer. Here you can see directly it is given the which is issued to PG student but not to the UG student. That means you have to use the except clause, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, whenever this type of question is given, so then you have to use the except clause. So let's see how to. Okay. That is from elastic. So, okay. So what is the question? Write a SQL statement to find the unique book title. Okay. Unique book title is unique book title and okay. And that is a issue to the PG student, right? So here you can see. So this member type we get the UG or the PG student, right? And issued we get the information from the book issue, and we get the title, right? So name of the book means the title of the book. So we require these 4 tables, and here you can see. Here we get the accession numbers, but one thing you need to notice that the ISBN numbers is the ISBN is the unique for each book, right? But accession numbers is the means another, that is the accession numbers means when this book have entry in the library system. So for identify the each unique book in the library, so accession numbers is a used. So first we have to find all the accession numbers of the book that is issued by the PG student. Then we have to find PG student. Then we have to find the ISBN not accession numbers, ISBN numbers of the all the book that is issued by the UG student. Then we need to subtract that, and then we have to return the title of the book. So what I mean, so let's see. from what are the tables we required. So suppose that is the book copies. So let's write this inner join with the book issue, that is the BI, and we can use directly using SSN number. Okay, next time we also do the inner join with the members. Using member number. So member number is so BI. So here we get the ISBN number. So but we required only the student of the PG student. So member let's m dot member underscore type equal to PG. Okay. So this is the ISBN numbers of the book that is issued by the PG student. Okay. So if we copy that and we replace with the using, so this is the ISBN numbers of the book that is issued by the usage student, and this will return the ISBN numbers of the book issued by the PG student. If we subtract that, then we'll get only the book ISBN numbers of the book that is issued by the PG student, but not by the usage student, right? So let's see. So this is the ISBN numbers of the book that is issued by the PG student, but not the ISBN. So now we have to return the title of the book. So how to, if we check the ISBN numbers of the in the book catalog, same book, so then we will get, so select title from book catalog, where let's see if we denote, this is the BKT. So BKT dot ISBN number in this, yeah, whatever's written this particular value. Yeah, so it will returns the ISBN numbers of the book that is issued by the PG student but not UG student. Then it will match with the ISBN numbers of the book catalogs, then will returns the title of that book. Okay. So the book name is a programming in C. So this question is clear to everyone. Okay. Yes or no? Yeah. So any doubt? Anybody have any question? So
This the Python connectivity side, when are we taking?
which one?
The Python connectivity, and those one question will be there, no? In the exam.
So Python.
That is be.
So in Python connectivity, you have any, so I think we will not taking any Python connectivity session. So if you have any doubt with that particular question, so that is the same template, whatever you have done in the assignment.
Yeah,
So
I'll
same
have that mock exam was there. No? So shall I share my screen? I just show that last question, which how I have done. If you can just tell me what is wrong with that.
So I am you are not allowed to share your screen. So can you paste your code in the, or you can and send that thing in the discourse?
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, please mention in the discourse in the, so inside the when you will write in the discourse, so inside the back triple, okay, this is the inside the triple backtick in the three, inside this three backtick, is it visible, right? So please paste your code and we will check and let you know what is the problem. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think one session will be recorded on that Python connectivity and one or two problems.
Okay, we will discuss and let you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you everyone.